Find a seat, please. Those of you that are... This is an emotional morning for me. It's a very emotional morning. I got to get it together. My name is Rowdy Gaines, and I am the Vice President of Aquatics for the YMCA of Central Florida. I've been dreaming of this day for 4.5 years. Since I started the YMCA, it has been my dream, and my dream has finally come true. His contributions, his generosity to our community, and specifically this building behind me, is just incredible. And I know all of you know that I'm talking about Harris Rosen.
If you look at this building right back here, envision a parking lot. Because 26 years ago, those doors were chained, and they had planned to bulldoze this building and turn it into a parking lot. And the only reason that didn't happen was because Harris Rosen came up to those chained doors, and there was a Special Olympian there. And that Special Olympian looked at him and said, "Did we do something wrong?" And he says, "No, of course not." And then they said, "Well, can you tell them to open the pool back?" And he said, "I can do that." And that's when the battle started. And it was a tough battle. It went on 6 months. It was tough, let me tell you. And when the battle lines were drawn, you had bankers and lawyers and politicians, because the politicians weren't on our side. Not all of them. But most of them were not on our side at the time. And then you had Harris Rosen and what I referred to the rest of us as the rabble. And when we started that battle, it really wasn't us fighting alongside Harris Rosen. It was us fighting behind Harris Rosen. And when you look at that battle picture, that scene, you see this knight, full armor on this giant horse, and then you've got the squire on a little donkey right next to him. And before the battle started, the knight patted the squire on the head and said, "Lucky, watch out for the axe and just pick up the bodies." And that's the way it really happened. If Harris had not picked up that battle axe 26 years ago, none of that would happen. From the bottom of my heart, Harris, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much for the honor to be here today, to honor somebody who is a legend among all of us. You know, I was listening to your comments about 26 years ago, and I don't know which politicians were standing in front of Linda Chapin. Okay, all I can tell you is I've made the mistake on 2 occasions that I can think of being on the wrong side of Harris, and I would just advise anybody who's ever considering a career in politics, never make that mistake. Does not end well, just does not end well. And it's not worth it, because I'm going to keep this very short. The YMCA is incredible. Dan, you've done a phenomenal job. The YMCA embodies what I think we are and we have become as a community. A real neighbors helping neighbors community. But there's nobody in this community who embodies that more than Harris Rosen. I got nothing else. Adam, it's so wonderful to see you here. And I was going to talk about how the world would be a better place if we could multiply Harris. How much he's taught us about giving to other people. How much he's taught us about what it's like to care and to love and then to act on it. For children all across Orange County. For the special needs children here. For the children in Tangelo Park. For children he's never met and he will never see, but whose lives are changed forever. And it starts with his love of his own children. And I think that's where we all start. I think that's where we all change. I know that's where I changed. It was the birth of my first son. And when you discover true love is when you discover how to love somebody 100 times more than you could ever love yourself. And that's what you see in Harris. Not only for his own children, but for everybody else's in need. Harris, we love you. And what is most important to me about this sign, and I promise you it's most important to Harris, it's not the legacy, it's not the symbolism. What's important to me is that every time we get to tell the story for generations to come, and you all need to make sure that your children and your grandchildren understand why this has the name it has. You need to tell the story of who is Harris Rosen. How did he become the man that he is? How did he become such a legend in his industry? But what did he do with it? He invested it back into our children, into our most needy, into those who would not have a future but for him. You need to tell that story, because what's important about his name is who he is and what he's done, and you and I can help keep that alive, and we can help multiply Harris Rosen through generations to come by inspiring people with the life and the legacy and the heart and the soul and the passion of Harris Rosen. God bless.
I'm not going to take very long. I do want to thank everyone for their incredibly kind words. Very, very nice. I do want to take a few minutes to say thank you to some folks. People who have helped with our capital renovations project deserve my thanks and appreciation. Orlando Utilities, God bless you. Lochinvar, God bless you. Duke Energy, God bless you. Modern Plumbing, Trinity Surfaces, Creed, Forman Products, and Rentex. All amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you and God bless you. So, Dr. Meisenheimer is a wonderful dermatologist. On occasion, he believes I don't look tough enough. So he will put bruises all over my face. So that people think I've just had some kind of a fist fight. God bless you. Why are you doing this? Why? Well, let me read a list of reasons. I do it for the divers. I do it for the synchro swimmers. I do it for Lucky and the underwater hockey players. I do it for the masters. I do it for the lap swimmers. I do it for the teaching pool and all of the youngsters who are being taught how to swim. I do it for the water polo players. I do it for the high school swimmers. I do it for the wonderful fitness facility and the seniors that come here. Those are not the real reasons. Let me share with you the real reason. I do it because when I come here every day to swim, I am now almost always assured of a land.